Another week, bro.
Another week. Come on.
Clock in.
Come on.
Let's open up.
Urgency.
Yes, sir. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, and Master of the Day of Judgment in which we now live. Thee alone do we serve, Thee alone do we beseech for divine aid. Guide us on the right path, the path upon whom Thou hast bestowed favors, not upon whom Thy wrath has been brought down, nor upon those who go astray. Amen.
Hey. Hey.
Yeah, bro.
It's been a day.
It's been a day.
We here.
It's been a week.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a Ramadan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you left me with a lot to confront.
Hey.
Last week.
Reflections.
Bro. A lot to confront in this final week of Ramadan, bro. None of it feels good, but it's very uncomfortable.
Definitely.
Because the reason we are anxious and we have anxiety, because we're not confronting, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is the shadow of bad experience that is obscuring present time perception.
Mm.
That's what anxiety is.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that shadow exists is because the mass which causes that shadow, we don't want to look at.
Come on.
And so that anxiety is really us just running away from our past trauma.
Come on. Seriously.
No, am I right?
No, come
right?
on,
bro. And like in this,
seriously,
bro,
come on.
And last week,
y'all heard it here first, because we know that was your life too. That's everybody's life, bro.
Life, and it's like, bro,
I seen it.
I see it. I feel it. I feel it right now. My hands are getting sweaty. It's like, bro, it's real.
It's definitely my life. I'm gonna be very clear.
Our life, and I've
had to face some things. And I'm really glad I faced those things.
Me too.
I'm glad, like the things I faced. It was like, man, I should have been faced this.
I should have been.
I'm so glad. I'm very grateful. Some things that I had to face.
Yeah.
I was presented with that I might lose those things that I just had to face. That I had to come back, and I realized I actually don't want to lose those things. Yeah. So it's been a 360 on top of a 360.
I understand.
Being faced with the things you've been hiding from, and then realizing like, oh wow, I really I'm like, this is real.
This is real.
You know what I'm saying?
The things that we're hiding from, and it's like you can't hide from yourself, bro.
Man.
And you hide from yourself, and that's why we have anxiety.
Come on.
Straight up. That's all it is. It's your anxiety is your inability to confront your problems, inability to confront the most deep-seated backtrack trauma. And it ain't just about this life, bro. Like, one thing we really haven't really touched upon, but we have to, it's slavery, bro.
Come on.
It's slavery.
Come on.
Like we've said before, we were both there. We were there.
Yeah.
We were in the fields, you were in the house. I don't remember specifics yet because I don't want to.
Oh, no, yeah, bro.
You and I
suppress that so deep in the DNA.
It's don't want to. Why would anyone want to look back at that? And it's not just on our side, the quote unquote slaves, but also on the master. Like, ain't no one trying to look back at that shit, bro. Nobody. So what we are doing, we're all running from the most evil that's been inflicted on a human being in the history of man. So what that does is everyone's out here, fraught with their nerves, running away from something that must be confronted if we are going to get to the next level. And I want to be honest, like I haven't had any like premonitions of me being an actual slave. I just know it's there.
Yeah.
I just know it's very much there. And it's not just slavery. It's past failures. But it's literally, it's a cloud. It's a shadow. It's a cloud that is right here. Right, like, it's like a parachute. Like, the parachutes that you, people have a parachute and the running parachute that like slows them down intentionally because it's a good workout. That's what it's like, right? And it's like, there's a parachute back there, but you're just going to keep running and not try to clip the strings that attach you to that parachute, right? Because it's too much. The reason they're strings is because the strings of pain,
Yeah.
trauma. So why no one's going, like you said last time, the mind consciously avoids pain.
Man,
So it's there, but we ain't looking back because it's painful.
I was building with my bros just a couple of days ago talking about past lives, and it's like we like, you know how it get deep where every time you rest and you come back to this 24 again, that yesterday is literally your past life. So sometimes, you know what I'm saying, I'm learning myself to like that like you said, that slavery that we don't want to look at.
I'm
On one concept, it is like you know, hundreds of years ago. On the other concept, it is like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
As far as we still have been continuously to play that out, and even us, how we are presented with freedom, right, and presented with the opportunity to push through and break free.
Yeah.
That trauma is still in us.
It's right there.
We gotta go back. We gotta be up under.
It's happening.
We can't not be up under something.
No, sir. And it's now.
It's now.
The only thing there is now. We experience it. Time is quote unquote linear, but it's all happening right now.
Facts.
Right. So, what is happening then is happening right now. Where we're going in the quote unquote future is happening right now. So, you're not confronting reality by not confronting what you call past. You're and that's why you feel anxiety in present time, because it's right now and you're not looking at it. You're not looking at it because the spirit remembers everything.
Bro, I'm reading a book that's been talking about this same thing, bro.
What book?
It's a book that says, I can opt-in as I am, right? And I know that in my quote unquote past life, one of my quote unquote karmic experiences is the vibration and frequency of the character we would call Akhenaten. Because I also learned that character Akhenaten has a very similar story to the character of Solomon.
Understood.
And also has a very similar story to the character of Julius Caesar, and it's a very similar character to Nikola Tesla.
Yeah.
They all have a very same, and they're all cancers.
Let's
And they're all, it gets real deep.
Okay, let's clear Ankh though. We need to clear Ankh. Like, let's give a story on what dynasty.
So Akhenaten is,
thank you.
Mind you, there's a lot of different stories, a lot of different perceptions, and I also learned to look at quote unquote history through the meta nature, which is this could just simply be a story of a period in time.
I understand.
You get what I'm saying?
And
so that's not limited to like real people. It could be, it couldn't be. We don't know.
I understand.
Like I said, like you said, time is always now. It's like the Bible. We can read the Bible and say we can learn from Solomon, we can learn from Joshua, we can learn from all of them right now. Yeah. So just a quick, I love to bring a holistic approach to the meta nature. Now with that,
we need to clear meta nature as well.
The meta nature, remember the more science.
I understand.
The quote unquote hieroglyphs.
Yeah.
Quote unquote Egyptology. So I love to always throw that disclaimer of how to look at it, not from a Eurocentric standpoint and a literal standpoint, but from a concepts, philosophies, principles, science.
Understand.
Right.
But you said it's physical reality itself. That was Talmeri.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Talmeri. So of age of Talmeri, like the quote unquote 18th dynasty.
There we go.
That was the Akhenaten is a character who was a child or the descendant of Amenhotep III. And Amenhotep III was arguably the highest point in quote unquote ancient Egyptian history as far as the most land that they occupied and the most wealth they had.
Yes, sir.
And so when Akhenaten became king, it was so much.
Yeah.
So that vantage point of being king of the most occupied time during quote unquote history.
Yeah.
And then also deciding to change everything and drastically shift the economy. Imagine right now Joe Biden says, actually, I don't want Judeo-Christian as the major religion. I want to go to we're going to shift it to Islam. We're going to shift it to something really, really old. We're going to shift it to something that's super
Islam.
old and like super, and then we're going to take something super old and we're going to kind of like twist it and conform it to make it be able to fit the masses of people, because this is the highest, they occupy the most land. So just saying all to say, I've always had a connection with that story, because to me, it's like a story concept of like what it is to incarnate into physical reality, and then to decide to shift physical reality altogether. And so there's a book that talks about basically this elder gentleman channeling Akhenaten's student.
Yeah.
And so he's channeling the conversation that the student will learn from Akhenaten, where these are the things Akhenaten was teaching him.
Yeah.
So the part he's talking about that he's teaching the student is everything is now, and that through the deep breathing we can conquer the ego. We can allow the ego to keep the ego in its place because the breath is like the connection to the infinite source.
Yes, sir.
So like, just it's funny because like that's something I've been really dealing with. Like, everything is now. The past is now. The present is now.
Yes, sir.
And
your breath is your inspiration.
Yeah.
Inspiration, metaphysically.
Yeah.
Literally inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I know a lot. Like I said, these different coordinates of time.
Yeah.
I know it's all Allah. It's all source. It's our God. So, I've been receiving that same download in my own way, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we all know higher self. We all know we're gonna get the same frequency from the radio station, from the grand radio station.
Yeah.
At our own radio stations.
That's right. And there's what I'm realizing with these downloads, like who you quote unquote were. There's a cost that comes with that, because the reason you don't know is because you don't want to look at it. So because when you assume that knowledge of who you were, you assume the baggage therein.
Exactly.
All of it. And the weight of that baggage. And I will say, I haven't gone back to Kemet, come back to them. I'm pretty sure I was there. I feel like I was there. I've gone back to like 200, 100 years ago. And I'm like, and at first I was like, oh, wow, that was me. Oh, God. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm doing the same old shit.
That's how I felt about Julius Caesar.
Yeah, I'm doing the same.
As far as the concept.
Yeah.
And these are characters that I always had that resonated with. Anybody know me know, like, I was gonna name my son Cassius.
Yes, sir.
And since I was a young person, I always had an affinity with going to Rome. I always loved Rome.
I understand.
I always loved Rome, and I was gonna name my son Cassius after I read the play of Julius Caesar.
Understand.
And then literally like last year, and I really studied Caesar, I was like, that makes sense. Like, they're very similar.
Yeah.
There are pathologies, mentality. So like, you see some people, like, I don't say everybody in our past life are good or bad or the slavery or whatever. Like,
no.
It's a culmination of like, what the heck was I thinking?
Yeah.
Or what is this vibe? Because it's like, it's all frequencies and vibrations.
Yeah, bro.
Energy. It's all energy.
It's all energy.
Some of us like into different concepts of energy, different strains of energy. Some of us like into it. I like into that Cancerian energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And man, energy it could change, but it can't be stopped or killed. So therefore, there's an unbroken chain between quote unquote what is now and what is then. So it's, you feel it.
You feel it?
We feel it. And but like I was saying, it's the anxiety comes from not looking at this trauma or whatever happened that you don't want to look at. And then once you start looking at it, then you feel it. You process that emotion. And that's what I noticed is when looking back at my track, I was like, oh man, no wonder I'm so sad. No wonder I was so sad. Oh, I'm carrying that stuff. I haven't looked at it, and I'm not going to look at it because I don't want to process that sadness. So it just hangs back here. Hangs back here.
Melancholy.
Yeah, melancholy. And that could pretty much describe my sentiments growing up. My mom would always ask me like, "What's wrong with you?" It's good. It's good. Now I'm starting to understand because like this world is not configured to this Western world, Western quote unquote medicine is not configured to tackle problems of the spirit. They just throw drugs at it. And psych meds, that's how they treat. They call what we're talking about psychiatric disorders. You go to a doctor, you say, "Oh, I'm experiencing things from past lives." Nigga, you crazy. Here's some Ritalin. No, for real. That's how they would treat you. But once you assume a higher level of consciousness, it's like you really can't. And that's why it's so easy. I don't want to get off topic, but that's why it's so easy for us to we view vaccines in the same light. It's like we're not on that level. We're not on that level of assuming that this paradigm of medicine is going to work for a spiritual being, which is what you and I both are. And it's not because we're better than other motherfuckers. Not at all. It's just because we've become aware of who we are. And who everyone is really, but that there's just different levels of awareness. So we're just here, and it's like, it's a conscious choice to just not play that game, but also be free of judgment of those who are in that game, still playing that game. So all we can do is just walk our post in a perfect manner, and then just be the light, but also let people know that it doesn't, the journey and the pain, it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. It's just, it gets deeper.
It's slippery slopes.
It gets deeper.
And them slopes is getting slippery now, bro.
They are.
The stakes is raising.
The
stakes are raising
very high, and I think
this is being pushed very aggressively.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's not something that we can just like like bro. They're talking. It's real.
It's real. It's real. And
it's going to right, wrong, or indifferent, bro. We're watching what it's turning into.
Yeah,
and it's unfolding in front of our very eyes.
Yeah.
The president making an ultimatum on Twitter.
Well, go on, tell me.
You know what I'm saying? Like
no.
that's.
I missed that. About what?
He said, at this point, take the vaccine or wear a face mask.
Oh, that's right.
Do.
He said
that's not a casual statement.
No,
bro.
No. That's
none of this is casual.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Like you say, it's real.
No, they are pushing this vaccine on people who don't want to take it.
And it's like back to slavery as far as like it's a slippery slope, bro. Because it's like I said, I'm watching what it's unfold, and I don't mind. I'd rather be the conspiracy theorist.
Yeah. Quote unquote.
The quote unquote conspiracy theorist.
Yeah. But what that label really
to be
is.
naive.
Yeah, exactly.
And be ignorant.
Exactly.
And be delusional.
Yeah. No, at this point it's delusional. And it's the delusion of accepting this is for your benefit, but also the delusion of safety, because like you want to believe that these people pushing this upon you have your best interest.
There's still no accountability. There's still zero accountability.
Zero accountability.
From these multiple things.
Yeah.
That they are aggressively incentivizing and then subtly punishing you and shaming you for not doing and letting you know that there will be consequences if you don't do this. Subtly.
Exactly. It's subtle.
It's saying subtle. There will be consequences.
Yeah, but it's subtle, but it's also, these exactly. It's in your head, and it's showing you, it's othering those. And it's a military tactic. So this is psychological operations.
You're creating sides.
Yeah, you're creating sides is really what you're doing.
You're creating sides. Let's be very clear. Yeah. Lines in the sand are beginning to be drawn. That's a slippery. That in itself is a slippery slope.
Yeah. And there's already lines drawn politically in this country. Now you're adding this line. It's like, all right, there's going to be a price to be paid for that
on both sides.
That's right. And let's
be clear.
Yeah, no.
Agriculture is the foundation of civilization.
Yeah. Facts, man.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like we can play with this system.
Yeah.
And giggle with it.
Or, yeah, and then you take let's look at I like looking at things objectively, and the reason that Biden thing, and I believe, be more specifically, he gave an announcement that said it's no longer you no longer have to wear a mask indoors if you got vaccinated. I believe that's what it was, and then I saw that and I was like, okay, as expected, but I was like, okay, they're raising the stakes. My mind hasn't changed; it's not going to change. But what I do anticipate is that those people are on the fence that don't have the same, just fortitude as you and I are just gonna be like, fuck it, man, it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
God, you listen.
Yeah,
I'm not in opposition to you.
I understand.
I'm not in opposition to you.
I understand.
I'm not here to tell you don't do it.
I understand.
I'm telling you, we're talking about objectively watching what's playing. Like I said, I study Star Wars, bro.
Yeah.
I study I study Hitler. I study Caesar. I study kings. I study conquerors. I study the good guys. I study the bad guys.
Yeah.
I study the indifferent guys.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And the slopes are slippery.
That's right.
And the stakes are raising.
They are.
Subtly and right blatant.
Yeah.
The best way to do it is right in your face. You know what I'm saying? The easiest way to do it is just tell you this is what we're doing. This is what's happening.
And that's what they're doing. And most people don't want to fight authority. They don't want to stand up against authority, and they don't want to be apart from the crowd. There's comfort in the crowd, and there's anonymity. That one word, anonymousness, whatever that word is, in the crowd. So people just listen. I just want to I don't want to stay safe. I don't want people calling me out. I don't want to be called. I don't want to be labeled. I don't want people calling me names. Yeah. I just want to be comfortable.
Go for it.
But now they're taking away that veil. Like people's like, okay, you got to make a choice now, and I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm over here now. But it's easy for us because we've always been outsiders.
There's no accountability there.
No.
You can't. You get what I'm saying? There's no accountability, which now we gotta use our logical, objective
accountability for the safety of the vaccine.
For anything. There's no accountability. You get what I'm saying? No. There is no accountability.
No.
On that, there is no accountability.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There is no. That's a very real wild being extremely incentivized. Yeah. It's becoming it's like a mockery at this point.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Now like I was talking to my bro, now it's gonna be at a point where if a corporation doesn't incentivize it or give a reward. Yeah. Now it's becoming a trendy thing where now corporations are saying, hey, if you do, we're gonna give you this stuff.
Right now it's just days off.
So how much of this is days capitalism?
For when you get that's a good point. Yeah, it is. And
how much once again slavery, the trauma. Like this trauma, you brought that up. I brought that up for a reason, bro. Yeah. That didn't just pop up as far as the strings and the embeddedness. And like you said, we have been facing anxiety because we have been saved from hell. Yeah. Like you said.
Yeah. Just barely.
But we still, as far as that was what came to our awareness last week during Ramadan. Yeah. Was that we have been saved from this. Yeah. But to be saved from it, it's to objectively observe what it is. And these feelings have been coming up because we are seeing what we are consciously taking steps to be removed from. Yeah. And we are constantly letting people we need to be removed from.
That's right.
Because it's a slippery slope.
That's right.
That's all we're saying.
That's it, man.
As far as the dependency it's
dependency.
The dependency.
It's dependency.
And the a lot of us are feel pressured. Yeah. Because we have to go back up under.
Facts. That's right.
We have to go do this.
This is the price we must pay to be under the system.
Yes.
That's really what it is.
And that's a slip. That in itself is a slippery slope.
And it's just like you're
which I'm not saying I have all the answers for.
I don't have the answers for.
I know the foundation, though. But I'm gonna keep saying it.
It's agriculture. And it's independence, first and foremost. But let's be real. You want to be dependent to the same forces that enslaved you. So you're really just you want to continue slavery. It's really what you want to do.
Those cords.
Yeah, it's the cords. It's like
those DNA. That DNA more. That DNA is deep.
It is deep, bro. And it's like you're. Yeah.
We're not removed from it.
No, we're not. We're still in it. Very much so. The same. I mean, let's be real. We were slaves. The slave owners, the people that are quote unquote Caucasian in this country today, they were around during slavery as well. So what does that mean? They were slave owners as well. It's all happening right now.
or they benefited with the infrastructure of it.
Yeah.
In their own way.
Yeah.
Even if the infrastructure provides them the violence necessary to keep them quote unquote safe.
Yeah.
There's a lot I've had these conversations with there's a lot of people I know who that you benefit from institutional racism.
Yeah.
you know that you have certain levels of quote unquote safety,
Yeah.
and certain levels of quote unquote comfort that you know if the police was removed,
you aren't they aren't even willing to like confront that potentiality. It's like, because as we've discussed,
if corporations were extremely racist, if we actually did have a fair shot,
yeah,
a lot of the and mind you, we're not trying to take from, but we do know that a lot has been built and given because of the intensity of racism.
That's right.
It's not like a casual thing.
No,
It's an intense, never ending, nonstop. We're coming.
Yeah,
They're coming every day.
Yeah, and it's really what it is. It's the whole mechanism of racism, police state. It's just to keep us in our place. And what that's all it is. Just listen. We know
Aggressively,
and we know
with violence.
With the violence, we've fucked these people over. We do not want to pay for our sins, and we don't want them to ever get in a position to ever to enact justice upon us. So, end of the day, I'll talk about Black Lives Matter, but at the end of the day, I know that my last line of defense against them doing anything to get what they are due is those policemen, is those boys in blue, and is the American military. They know that. They know that.
We know that.
We know that.
Everybody knows it.
So
Everybody knows it.
They know
Everybody knows it. That's why you call. That's why a lot of people still call. Your natural reaction is to call them.
Police. Yeah, they know. They know the deal. Bro.
It's in. It's because it's like you said, the DNA, bro. We pressing with the DNA with this Asyr energy because it's the Lord of the dream world. It's the king. It's the DNA is the ruler. No matter how you slice it or dice it, you get what I'm saying. When the DNA is what controls the subconscious mind.
That's real.
The memories that are triggered, the emotions that are stored. You know what I'm saying? And then the food we eat,
it's memory,
creates the same. Once again, last week, the same flow of the body, the same hormonal imbalance.
That's right.
So the DNA is replicating and reproducing itself. You see my face, I have, bro, you people are scared how we all have the same face. Me and my family, we all have my mom's face.
Oh, nice.
And we all have my grandma's face. Trust me, you see a picture of my grandma, you're gonna be like, bro, you see a picture of me, my brothers and my sister, stand next to my mom and stand next to my grandma. We have literally the same face.
Understood.
It's deep with this DNA stuff. The same face, bro. I'm telling you, just with different hair.
Yeah.
It's really kind of uncomfortable even for me to sometimes to see my family and be like, bro, we really have the same face. See my mom, I'm like, we got the same face.
And it's not just in this current lifetime. And y'all have been together. You know, you have journeyed together.
Come on. Come on.
Yeah, and you've carried baggage as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, man. But yeah, look, we're getting super deep as expected.
We in there. We jumped in.
We in there, and it's like it's just the perfect dovetail for what we talked about last week about just looking at anxiety and why we are so anxious. And now Allah has given us the privilege to see. Yeah, oh y'all, you sure you want to know? Here it is, and that's what the last 10 days, the freedom from the fires of hell. That's what he was like. Okay, man, like I'm gonna show you, but you're not ready for the truth. You're not ready for it. So I'm gonna crack off.
Good. Get ready.
Yeah, I'm gonna crack off a little bit for you, bro. But don't get it twisted. Like the reason I'm withholding this data from you is for your benefit.
Hey, man.
Because the weight of what you've been through would crush you in present time, and I need you to get to the next level. So I'm only gonna crack off what you can handle. Just like weights, it's like you can't bench press 250 if you can't do 175, bro. It's literally you can't. So I'll give you a little bit more, and I've noticed that he gives me just barely what I can handle. Like I barely get through it. I'm like I told you, like I was last 10 days of Ramadan, I was waking up at 2 a.m. thinking like, man, like I'm not shit. I'm not doing enough. I'm not shit. Oh my God, what am I doing?
Yeah.
But and it's
just humbling, man.
It is humbling.
And it's also humbling. Recharging and refreshing.
Yeah. And
I'm sure you got a different type of fire.
Perspective.
A different, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And right now, fire is all I am. Because I realize that's the only way out of this motherfucker, bro. Is all fire. Like, you can't be half a gangster. Right? You can't.
Yeah, man. My Leo is in My Venus is in Leo, and I've been really coming to face with that. That's like love and like finances and like art. It's like different energies, and as far as mine is in Leo, and certain areas in my life, I can be very intense and very headstrong and very alluring line with certain things, and so that's been coming up. That's been coming up real heavy lately, like as far as like a different fire energy has been sparked.
Understood.
Like, hey, there are certain things you need to reawaken. Like you said, there are things that I've had to come to the face with last week and this week that have been suppressed for years, that I've only
It's suppression.
allowed to experience in the dream world.
I understand.
And I've had to accept that they need to be revisited in the physical parts of myself that have been suppressed.
That's right.
For years.
That's right.
That I've been hiding, and I've been hiding from
withholding
from myself.
You're withholding from yourself.
Facts.
And it's not just what has been done to you. It's mostly what you have done.
What I've done.
What you've done.
What I've done to myself.
It's what you've done to yourself.
What I've chosen to consciously not tap into.
That's right. And those are the hardest withholds to get off, is because the stuff that you do yourself, right? It's easy to be like, oh, he hit me. My daddy beat me.
Yeah.
That's the easy part. Everyone gets those off. Everyone gets those off.
Years of blame. Years of saying finger pointing.
Yeah, exactly. I'm past that. I'm already like, I have no hostility towards any like friends or past acquaintances. It's all, right now, it's all internal.
I mean, like you tell, it's internal. So it's like pointing the finger of like, oh yeah, you did this and you would, I would think that it's like, oh no, they did this to me. But then when I really said what, it's like, no, like these are things I have done.
I have done.
That I had to make amends with certain things. I had to really ask for forgiveness for certain things.
That's right, bro. And it's things that you've done, things that you haven't done.
Yeah.
Agree. Even
things that I should have done years ago that I haven't, that I've been hiding from, that have been affecting my anxiety and affecting my self-esteem. And affecting my decision making.
Yeah, or things you haven't told other people. All the stuff all the withholds, all the things that you're not out. You're holding that in. And the most insidious ones that affect what makes you anxious and anxiety is all the things that you're holding in. That you've done. So that's the hardest part.
When it's past life that we continue to do. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Things that we still keep doing.
Yeah, we keep doing.
That happened years ago, but we're still
patterns,
not dealing with
behavior
that.
patterns that you did, because you haven't gone to the root cause, because you haven't seen what you have been doing, because you don't want to look at it. So you repeat those actions in present time, bro.
Calm down.
And then you die. You die. And you do the same shit again. Do the same shit again. Then you die. You come back, do the same shit again, and then you live life after life of just repetitive, destructive behavior. And then you don't see the light of day because you're too trapped in your cycles of trauma, bro.
We be gone for a couple of months, couple of days, couple of weeks. And then come do these 24,
bro. Yeah,
and then do the 24, and then go to the doo-wop for a couple of days.
Yeah,
and don't do the work there. Don't do the healing there. Don't bring that back here.
Don't do it where?
In the dream world. The dream world. The doo-wop.
Yeah,
it's a real place.
What's doo-wop?
The doo-wop. The dream world.
In what language?
That's my nature. But it's just the dream world, the dream realm.
Yeah,
a place that your soul goes to, and you spend time there. That's why I'm sure you've dreamed, and you've seen Inception. If anybody hasn't seen Inception, go see Inception.
Yeah, that's a dope ass
where you can really go, as you go deeper within your mind, this thing we call time. Right, it's only the revolving. It's only the movement. All time is just the movement of the sun and the solar system.
It's movement.
That's it.
Time
it's just move. It's a linear movement.
It's motion.
And the revolutions, as the times, the quote unquote numbers that we do this revolution.
It's about the time in this physical realm is relative to the motion around the sun. Yeah, sun. So that's time is motion.
This is motion.
Is it? So
that happens over every day.
But you're only subject to that time once you're in this physical realm. Once you're removed from that, which you are in the dream world, that doesn't exist.
Exactly.
Doesn't exist.
Exactly.
At all. So what that realm allows you to see things for what it is, for what they really are. And it's a lot of people don't remember their dreams, but it's just you're missing out on like the ultimate reality.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And that's where a lot of your trauma, a lot of The dreams are where all the things you're not confronting come out and get you, and they present themselves to you. And then you have the choice of waking up and being like, "Oh, that was a bad dream. I'm not gonna ever think about that again," or being like, "Oh man, yeah, I know what that was about. I better look at that now." But we don't, myself included. I don't. I forget I had those dreams. But like now that I'm at this level of consciousness. It's like I can't just pretend I don't know, bro.
Come on.
And that's the responsibility with being where we are. It's like it's all responsibility. One, it's all responsibility of knowledge. Of like, what are you gonna do? Then you realize it's all you did it to yourself. All of it.
All of it.
All of it.
Forever. Every generation, every life, all these quote unquote past, like all of it. We have to accept that we did it to ourselves.
You did it to yourself.
And we don't have to keep doing it.
No, you don't.
We can change.
It takes an acknowledgement that you've done it to yourself to reverse that trajectory of bad decisions. So you can be like, look back and be like, oh fuck, I'm not doing that again. Not doing that again. Not doing that again. But you also have to unwind the consequences of your choices. You can call that karma. But, there's like I'm dealing with my choices right now. And that's what's so hard about it. It's like just knowledge of your choices doesn't ameliorate the effect of the consequences, bro. Like you still have consequences for what you did. Like if you drop a body, you kill somebody, like, and you feel bad about it, doesn't mean you're not gonna have to pay for that.
Yeah, facts.
Right? And just man, I had this thought. Nipsey Hussle came to mind just because the fact that people. It was a tragic incident, but when I guess maybe this is related to what I said about you can't be half a gangster, but like it's when you choose a lifestyle of violence and death, it's gonna catch up to you, right? Yeah. Right, straight up. And that's not any judgment on my brother whatsoever. But when I saw that, I was just like, man, I understand.
It's the story of Asyr, bro.
I understand.
It's the story. It's the story that we. It's the story that we are all in. That we all can be faced with at any given time. Any day can be our last day. You get what I'm saying? Like you said, it's not even about the brother. It's just knowing.
It's not
the concept of we know at any given time.
That's right.
We can face tragedy.
That's right.
And we know that at any given time, something from our past life, something from our present life, something from outside forces, something from our things that our lower self has put in place can remove us from physical reality at any given time.
That's right.
That is the story of Asyr.
Yeah.
That is the story of the DNA.
That's right.
You get what I'm saying? Any given and I know that. Like I have consciously, like after I made Hood and Healthy, like after Hermes, Nip was murdered, assassinated, it changed my life forever, bro. Forever. I realized bro, you gotta. That's when I started writing books. That's when I started reading books. That's when I created an online class. That's when I left corporate America. That's when I said, bro, we don't know. We have no idea when today could be the day we are removed from physical reality.
That's right.
And we also have the capacity to change from death and destruction and from a pathology to a completely revolutionizing pathology.
That's right.
And knowing that in itself is dangerous.
Yeah.
Very dangerous.
Yes, it is.
And that in itself can be removed from physical reality at any given time. So it's imperative to bring the things to physical reality.
That's right.
And do as much good as we can.
As much you can right now. Which is why
today.
we're both on the mic.
You know what I'm saying?
This is physical reality, just putting it out there. And it's like, we're both at peace of what could happen. But it's like, if it happens, it happens. It's going to be for good because Allah made it happen.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to think of what happened to Hermes, Nip. It's how many souls were awakened because of that happened? Bro.
Mine was.
Man, case in point.
I've been listening to Nip since 2012, man. Yes, I've been hearing about Nip since 2009.
Yeah, so it's like,
you know what I'm saying?
And when you realize,
long live Nip.
Long live, bro. When you also realize everything that happens to you, you had coming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's
Facts.
a very hard reality.
Come on.
For most people to accept, a majority of people to accept, because
Yeah.
they go to the most extremes. Like, what about rape, etc.? I'm not gonna. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
Everything that has happened to you had coming.
Yeah.
Period. And you also, the spirit knows that it cannot die, and your spirit always knows who it is. So you choose the circumstances of your death. That's
On a cosmic level.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yeah, but it get deep.
It gets very
we
deep.
know, like we heard of like Akashic records and karmic contracts, and you know what I'm saying, past lives and past. I've had past life readings, and I've heard people get past life readings and just explain, you know, like you said, why people have chosen to incarnate again this time.
That's right.
And how they were removed from physical reality the last time.
Right.
And sometimes they still carry that trauma from how they was removed from physical reality.
That's right.
And it's up to them to do the healing they need to do this time so that they can actually transcend and get past Saturn's rings and go back, you know, go like, you know, like Lion King said, like either go be a star and create a universe and be an ancestor and expand physical reality, or continue to carnate down in Gaia, the Matrix.
But the point is, you have that choice.
We do.
We have that choice. So, given that, we can logically conclude that we all chose to be here.
Yeah, I continue to choose.
You and I both.
I choose to come back down here and do these 24s.
That's right. That's right.
Like you said, I take full accountability for my time here.
That's right.
And I take full accountability knowing that there was a previous 24 that might catch up to me this 24.
That's right. And then that's just one, you know, unit of time. There's 24. There's lifetime. It's just like, but you're accountable for it all.
Fact.
And you're going to be held accountable for it all. And it's really you that's holding yourself accountable.
Come on.
Because that's the Allah in you.
Come on. And accountability breeds discipline.
That's right.
And that's why we talk about with what we watching going on in the mainstream media, that like we know they go hand in hand. Accountability and discipline go hand in hand.
That's right.
They have to go hand in hand.
That's right.
And accountability comes from being educated.
That's right.
And being informed. And like you said, wisdom, knowing what to do.
Yeah.
If you know what to do, then you got to be held accountable.
Not right.
And if we seeing something that's happening, we gotta hold ourselves accountable and hold people around us accountable.
That's right.
And at least not operate out of fear. Exactly. Operate out of, you know, of course, just understanding the gravity of the moment, but also operating out of understanding the gravity of the moment. Like, this is a real thing that's going on. We survived and came through the entire world shutting down. Yeah. Where people were fed rations, people were fed small increments of money. You know what I'm saying? People had to survive. We have been, as a collective country, bro, what we went through last year of like telling people to stay in the house and telling people that you want to live off what we give you. Yeah. And you're going to have to figure it out on your own. And a lot of people around you are going to transition. Yeah. And a lot of people around you are going to lose their mental. Yep. Yep. And a lot of people was there. A lot of us lost their mental, bro.
It's called
our mental. It's real.
Yeah, traumatic psychosomatic programming, where like you have the traumatic incident. For example, this time it was COVID. Last time it was 9/11. And then how much programming mostly of fear is overlaid over that trauma. So that way, every time someone says COVID, every time you get stimulated, triggered, and then that allows you to be emotionally manipulated, and that's why it's so easy to get people to do what you want them to do, which is take a vaccine.
And they have this on, you know, Instagram is policing for us.
That's right.
We have digital polices at this point.
And people don't, it's censorship.
It's digital policing.
It's censorship.
For real.
It's censorship.
Slippery slope.
And then people always say, oh yeah, they're censoring.
You say something about the jab. Yeah. And they're gonna have a whole thing under it. Hey, just in case you thought that what they was talking about had any validity, here goes our personalized. This is the different things we're telling you is to discredit what they're saying.
Yeah, here's the official propaganda.
That's
what it is. Here it is.
That's a slip. That is a slippery slope. And I get both sides.
It's a tactic.
I'm not anti. Like I said, I'm not anti. I just am objective. And there's no accountability.
Yeah, it's not no accountability. And the people who are actually responsible for
there's no responsibility.
I understand. But there's people whose job it is to source these troublemakers, and there's people whose job it is to label that accordingly, so that people who might be intrigued by what we are saying, what other people are saying, there's people's job who is to label our posts and whatnot. So that's what I mean. Someone's responsibility. It's someone's job to do that. And there's people whose job it is, they genuinely think that they're doing good. Yeah, don't get it twisted. They're not like, oh, I got it. And they're like, no, well, they may have a point, but I need to give people the official source, because this source is not official. It doesn't come from the WHO or WHO. It doesn't come from Bill Gates, right? So that's their logic. It's not like they're operating nefariously. It's like, oh, they think they're genuinely helping people.
Put things right in people's face.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just see how slippery the slopes are.
Yeah.
And I see Star Wars unfolding in our very face, and I know that I'm an angel. I know that I'll see the future. I've accepted a long time ago. I see the future. I've learned with the future, you don't avoid the future. You directly go into the future that you see, because it might only be a second in time. If you avoid it, you're going to prolong it, and you're going to drag it out, and you're going to make it worse than it actually really is, because we only see a glimpse. So I've learned to just face it directly head on. And this is what's happening. We see where this is going. Let's not pretend like it's not going nowhere. That way, when it happens, we're prepared for it to happen mentally.
That's right.
Don't go, they're creating sections right now. Yeah. They're telling you this is happening. This is happening. So either we're gonna have to be prepared.
That's right.
In some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, that's right. And
do you feel me?
Yeah, and what I think we got this past month is just renewed urgency. We were urgent before. Now it's like, this ain't a game, bro. This is not a game. This is it's time to get prepared.
And if your way of being prepared is to do this, to make this decision, I'm not standing in your way.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
And if you choose to do, and you say you still want to learn all the other things we talking about, great too.
That's right.
There are people who say, "All right, bro, yeah, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna learn all of this other stuff too."
Yeah.
And I'm gonna create back. Go
That's
for
balance.
it. That's balance.
I'm not gonna.
I'm not in. No. I just was. Because it's not about this to me. You know me. I'm a Cancer, or my son is in Cancer. So the way I think is always step one. The way I think is foundational.
Yeah.
I think about the foundation. No matter what you show me, I'm gonna always go back to step one. What are we really talking about?
Yeah.
What are we really doing? What is this really about? What's the foundation? And when I'm saying the foundation, like we saying the foundation is clearly creating a cast. Let me not say clearly creating. The foundation I'm observing that is raising awareness, that is being suggested to the way I think, is caste systems, another layer of chattel slavery.
Understand.
And I'd rather be the one who over exaggerates and is over prepared.
Yeah.
And it don't turn into that. Great. It didn't turn into that. I over prepare. I talk. Yeah. But and then guess what? I got things in place so that way if it ain't happen, great. Yeah. But if it does happen, and then I watched it and I'm watching it, and I don't do the things I need to do.
That's right.
To put things in place for myself and for my family.
Yeah.
And for my community and my friends. Right. And just say it.
No, for real. And then, but that alternative, which you and I have both chosen, it's work. It's a lot more work than taking a vaccine. So most people are going to make the calculations like, okay, well, I'll just take the vaccine and hope for the best, man. That's what it is. That's straight up what it is. That's the mathematics.
You have that right.
Yeah,
you have that right. You have that right.
I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. Hell no. I'm going to be like, you just do you. Period. But I'm just not going to let your decision influence my judgment in present time or my decision at all. I've got to make the best decision with the best interpretation of the facts of what I see them. Objective. It's all objective. It's like, okay, none of this shit makes sense.
Hey, no. I got books right here. Yeah. I have a library.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The alternative, like you said, is work.
It's a work.
The alternative is studying,
It's
aggressively studying, aggressively buying the things, aggressively growing the things, aggressively
agriculture. No, it's agriculture. Agriculture to learning how to grow your own food and learning how to just learning the tactical survival skills to live off the line. And I'm not there yet, but I will say when I went through my falling out of the world in 2013, I realized I knew nothing. So my options were I can either go back to the Matrix, and just hope for the best, or I could go to a farm and learn, at least start the process of learning how to live off the land a little bit. So I chose that route, and then now my life is just a hodgepodge of both. It's like I use the Matrix to serve my needs, but we're having this conversation about survival, and it's our objectives to get our people to start thinking of, listen, you can't submit to a dying world and not expect to live. Now you can go down with the ship, by all means. That's your choice. But just don't tell me that the ship ain't sinking, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's there's a lot of people, and the argument goes like, well, we fought for the ship, which we did, but what you fail to realize is like the fight was to get you the stamina and the willpower to build the world that's coming.
Yeah.
The fight was not to get you those skills to preserve the ship that put you in this condition. Period. But I understand there's an emotional attachment to the ship you've been riding for 400 years. I understand. And it's easier for you to try to fix a sinking ship than it is for you to start a new one, start building a new one. I understand. But that's not going to derail me from building the ark.
Man, for real, bro.
It's not.
For real. Like that's really what's going on. It's like, bro, it's a storm coming. And it might be
the storm is here.
It's just, bro, let's be clear.
No, the storm is here.
We're still in a lockdown. Let's be very clear.
Yeah.
We're coming out of the lockdown, quote unquote, but we're still in a lockdown.
Yeah.
There's still places that are not fully open. There's still places that aren't at capacity to this day. There's still places that didn't make it. There's still businesses that didn't make it.
That's right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There are businesses that didn't make it.
Yeah.
There's home people. You know what I'm saying? It's real.
It's real. And LA looks like Mad Max now. This shit's crazy. It's wild out here, man. Yeah, and every day I'm just like, okay, I got a pretty decent situation. I'm gonna survive. But I'm gonna do. But all we do is work, bro. And including this, like we worked all week, dealt with our stuff, actually worked, and then we're here at midnight on a Friday night after a long week of work, putting in more work. Putting in more work.
The work gotta get done. And things we're doing is not. We're building a nation. We're building a foundation. We are building digital agriculture.
That's right.
We're building the digital farm.
That's right.
We're providing a service.
That's right.
Building the infrastructure.
No, we view it as a service. So it's like there's a level of responsibility that comes with that because we work for Allah, we work for God. It's like we're powered by Him to give you a message, and it's up to you. It's only our responsibility to relay the message. It's not our responsibility to convince you to listen to it and take actions to. Come on, that's it.
Plant the seed. We plant seeds.
We plant seeds. It's agriculture. That's what we do.
And I brought some seeds with me. You know what I'm saying? I was I thought about one book that I feel like Allah just like, yo, share this book. This is a book that I feel like everybody should have.
Which one?
This book. It's a book that's called The Essential Life. Yeah. This is a book that breaks down a lot of essential oils, what essential oils are.
Nice.
This is a book is worth billions of dollars. In my honest perception.
I understand.
Right. This is something that once you really understand the essential oil industry and just what plant medicine, really tap into plant medicine, it will see that as something that is extremely readily accessible. Yeah. And there's a major industry around it. Yeah. And this book is called Self-Sufficiency for the 21st Century.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Something I've been reading since 2019.
Nice.
Since 2018, actually, maybe.
Self-sufficiency for the 21st century.
Yeah,
yes,
man.
Sir.
And
next,
thyroid healing.
Nice.
from
medical medium thyroid.
get these glands right, man.
Yeah.
And just get these glands right. These glands is imperative because they affect the emotions. They affect our hormones.
The thyroid's the master gland, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, right
I
here.
understand.
And then just for my nerd, like I just wanted to also show some range. You know what I'm saying? So some range. This is the type of stuff I'll be on, reading the Tesla's inventions, researches, and writings.
Nikola Tesla.
Nikola Tesla, yeah. And just studying electromagnetism is something we should be aware of.
He was on one, bro.
He was on one, bro. Bro was talking to Mars.
Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, that's what's up.
Bro was talking to Mars.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You get what I'm saying?
He was on
Let's
one.
be clear.
Yeah, and all he did, he got on one and stayed on one, and all he did was just produce.
I don't think you got the bar, bro.
Yeah.
Bro was talking to Mars.
I understand.
Radio station, electromagnetism is Tesla. Our whole entire electrical grid is based off of Nikola Tesla's stuff, and he'll tell you he learned this from channeling and from the Meta Nature from Egyptology. That's where they learned electromagnetism altogether from Kemet, Tamari.
I understand.
And then just this book from Dr. Aila Africa, Nutricide. And this book is definitely like I didn't really read this book till after wrote my books, but this is like essentially a very in-depth, like Hood and Healthy. This kind of a Hood and Healthy thing.
Let me see it.
Nutricide, where he just breaks down just really the programming, the engineering of the food. And this is the book that really inspired me to start saying food terrorism and a food apartheid.
Understood.
And that this is not a food desert. Like, this is not a desert. This is apartheid and terrorism. We have been marketed to. There are people who pay to teach us, who go to college to learn how to socially engineer people, how to appeal to people, and then corporations paid in people to do it, and we call it marketing.
Understood.
Right? Like, it's a normal thing. Mind you, get it, but we got to really take a step back, objectively understand what marketing is. Marketing is learning how to sell products to people.
Facts.
Right? And it's not good. It's not right, wrong, or different. But if we have to accept that, we are really marketed to a lot of self-destructive, detrimental things that are constantly we're marketed to. So it affects our self-esteem, it affects our mind, it affects how we view everything. Because it's something that we turn the TV on. We go outside, it's billboards. We turn TV on, we turn the radio on. It's in our face.
Yeah.
How we feel about it, it's in our face nonstop.
That's right. So is that book about the marketing of bad foods to improper? Like, is it or about?
This book is about just understanding. Like, it's called the subtitle, "The Nutritional Destruction of the Black Race."
Oh, okay.
Here lies Mr. and Mrs. Negro that ate themselves to death, and just really going in about like eating and the relationship with food and relationship with children and food, and just the things we need. Looking at food energetically, you know what I'm saying, the different things we need for the body. And just also dealing with the emotional side of everything. Yeah. And breaking down how gang warfare, it's really deep because it also things I was just kind of talking about. Then you read it and it's confirmation that like we all on the same page. Like,
yeah, I understand, and it seems like it's a root cause for why the black race in this country is so unhealthy.
Their food.
Yeah, it's food. It all comes down to food. And you're not talking about that solution. You're not talking about bettering our food supply. You're talking about giving us a vaccine when we don't even have the biomechanics and the biochemistry to fight off whatever the fuck is in that vaccine. Because we're not healthy. So you just expect us to take your word for it and inject this mystery concoction and hope and pray for the best. Objectively, that is not a logical decision. It's not, period. I'll be straight up 100%. It's like, it's not.
The lifestyle change isn't as pushed as the no accountability, no responsibility.
And then we also know the track record of the CDC is like they gave you syphilis, bro. It's like they're still in power. So like they're not saying that they're still not doing it. They just said, oh, sorry for that, but they're doing the same shit, man. They're just more insidious now, and they figure out what and I don't work for them, so I don't know their exact stratagems because I don't work for them. I don't really care to, but I do know that we're being attacked because I see my people.
It's right in our face.
I see the condition of my people, and I'd be like, okay, you're attacking us on all fronts. You're attacking us with people, like to treat the police as like that. That's a scapegoat. But they're doing a job. They're following orders. But I'm saying, okay, that's just one element of us being attacked, and it's not even that. As far as all the other ones, where it's food, it's just very small, and it's very easy for us to focus on that when you're being attacked on all fronts with nutricide, with bad food in your hood, and also with what's in those vaccines. You don't know.
It goes hand in hand.
You don't fucking know.
You don't know what's in that chicken.
You don't know.
You don't know what's in that chicken.
You don't know. All I know is
know what I'm saying?
All I know is their track record against my people. Period. And that's enough for me to be like, you know what? I'll be skeptical.
Be skeptical.
I'll be skeptical, and I am skeptical.
You have every right to be skeptical.
That's not mean I'm not going to be fully anti this or pro. No, hell no. I'm just skeptical. I was like, okay, if you want to prove that it's prove it. What's in it?
A wise man is
Prove
skeptical.
It. Prove it. Prove that this is going to help me over what the current system I'm living, which is being healthy and eating nutritionally dense food and not eating to the best of my ability processed foods and GMOs. Period. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my process. So if you want me to subvert my system for yours, you need to demonstrate that yours is more effective than me and not try to convince me through fear and bullying.
Man.
Period.
And incentive and surface incentives, extremely surface, minute child. It's becoming insulting.
You can wear if you get a vaccine, you don't have to wear a mask indoors.
You get shakes and a burger.
This shit is pathetic.
You get donuts.
No,
it's becoming insulting.
It's insulting.
It's becoming insulting.
Oh yeah. You get donuts because donuts are healthy and vaccines. I'm just like,
you get a burger and fries.
Let's take another level. Like
what are we talking? What are we doing?
We just assume that health comes from a chemical concoction in a vial that's shot into your veins, right?
This is definitely a reflection of how we have to objectively look at how they view us. This is a reflection of how they view us.
That's
as though we have the pathology in the minds of children.
Worse than that, cattle.
Like children, children.
And we're literally lining up at vaccines.
It's slippery slope,
like cattle. I see lines in the hood for vaccines. It's like fucking cattle.
They and incentivize it with extremely surface, minute gifts and trinkets. As though these
joints
gifts and trinkets.
Joints is a gift as well. They give joints for jabs. That's a thing.
Supersede the levels of no accountability and just in period.
Yeah.
Period. Yeah. They don't supersede those. They don't supersede the levels of no. They don't supersede the depths of the fact that there's no accountability. No. That don't supersede. It doesn't. No. And we can't keep glossing over it. That's something that's very real. That there's no consequences.
No. None.
There are people who are and have, and they claim they feel perfectly fine. There are people who have side effects. There are people who have had a lot of side effects.
Yeah. There are people who have died.
There are people who live and they're perfectly fine.
That's right.
None of that supersedes the reality and the depths of the lack of accountability and the lack of consequences and the lack of responsibility.
That's right.
That is presenting itself, because that is very telling. Yeah. That's what I'm you know me, like I'm not going to stop looking at step one.
That's right. Step one.
I don't care what's
step one.
The foundation of how we are being treated as a people.
Oh yeah.
The foundation of what are we doing? What is happening? What is our country becoming? Where direction are we headed mentally as a collective people?
Yeah.
Is this where we're going to go?
Yeah. And it's it just seems like it's a direction of suppressed consciousness.
Back to playing baseball games. Yeah. It's like you say, it's like a global. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, and it is a principality that we're having to unfortunately, however people can avoid it, there are some of us, we're having to make a decision of what it is we really want out of our real lives.
That's right.
And out of our culture and out of our people. What are we really about to do? What are we really doing? I'm not going to do this.
No, it's not going to.
I'm not going to play the game like that. I'm not going to be a lap rat.
Yeah, no.
You get what I'm saying? You're not about to experiment. However we could slice and dice it, it's experimental at this point. It's experimental.
They say as much.
However burgers you offer, it's experimental. However it incentivizes you offer, it's experimental.
That's right. And experimental, and because of that, like if something goes wrong, who's going to pay the price?
There is nobody.
That's the point. And that's when we keep saying accountability, responsibility. There's nobody. So it's like, okay, well, if there's people who profit immensely from me taking this jab, and there's no one who's going to pay a price for messing me up if that does happen, that's not a risk I'm willing to take. And that sounds like free money to the people making vaccine. That's what it sounds like to me. So why wouldn't, given that they're driven by profit, why wouldn't they take this chance? It's not even a chance. It's not even a chance for them. The chance is it's all profit, because they can't be held accountable for it, because it's written in the law that they cannot be, if there's vaccine injury, especially from an emergency vaccine, they can't be held accountable. It can't be sued.
Especially on the contrary, where what we're talking about is things that have been put in place for thousands of years that equally have as much science and as much medical backing as this. Let's be very clear. There's billions of dollars. That's why I showed this book first. There's billions of dollars put into this research and this information, and there is a long track record of thousands of years all over the planet of plant medicine being effective and efficient.
That's right.
Now, and the thing is, you can't patent plant medicine.
That's right.
So because you can't patent plant medicine, then there's no incentive. There's also no one you can hold accountable on that side. So I do get that point too, where it's like, hey, bro, who am I going to sue if I take these essential oils? But the reality is, these are things that you can do yourself. You can grow it yourself. You can make your own essential oil. Let's be very clear. You can grow it, and you can learn how to do a distilling, and you can distill it. You can make your own teas. You can make your own spa. You can make your own steams.
Do people want to do that?
Those of us who are ready, it's time to let the record show, and we are doing it.
That's right.
And there are people who do want it. It's just like you said, that cattle. It's like they don't want to be the ones that say, I ain't doing it. But there are a lot of us who are saying, no, I'm not doing it. Especially, that's why I really, during this time, my big shout outs to the Nation of Islam, because y'all the ones who are standing up.
They're the only ones.
And saying, nah.
We are the only organized body that are saying, don't do this.
Don't do it. We ain't, and saying we not doing it.
Like we're not doing it. Not even like compromise. We're saying, don't do it.
Don't do it, and we're not doing it.
Don't do it. And we're specifically to our people. That's the message. Is we're not doing it. Don't do it. If you ask us, don't do it.
And
then we also lay out pretty much the conversation we had. It's like, it doesn't make sense. It's not logical. And there's no reason to trust these pharmaceutical lobbies with your health, given their track record against your people. It doesn't make sense. It's not logical. The only reason you would do this is because you trust these bodies.
And it's funny because it's not funny, but the one of Noble Jew Ali's foundational messages is health, and he created essential oils, and he created sound therapy. He created a sound therapy technology that puts out 432. That's why it's imperative to listen to the 432 hertz, because as we listen to those actual frequencies, they healing the body. And this is stuff Noble Jelly been talking about in the early 1900s that a lot of us don't know. Like, he was talking about essential oils and elixirs and cleansing the body and healing the body through sound therapy, through frequencies, through vibrations, and getting your cells right.
Didn't know that.
Come on. The Moorish Science Temple over there. Sir. You get what I'm saying?
I understand.
Health is foundation.
I just know all that stuff works because I've done it.
Come on.
I just know it works. And
so it's like there's all of the spooky sciences. I don't just do the singing bowl just because it's cute. I don't just do sound baths just because it's cute. I don't just use 20 forks because it's cute.
It works.
I use 20 forks because it works. It's working. It's needed.
It works.
On top of eating the greens, on top of working out, doing yoga, reading, stretching, working out, making sure I do cardio. I'm also getting my frequencies right too.
All things you can't patent, and all things that are essentially free once you get it. Right. So
you can't patent 432 hertz.
No, you can't.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. There's everything we're saying is natural and readily accessible to the masses of people. So
you can't patent agriculture.
Yeah, and it's a matter of people. It's pride why people don't want to change their ways, because they don't want to admit that maybe that what they were doing was wrong, given where they want to go. If your objective is a long and healthy life, it's probably not the best idea to take synthetic chemical concoctions for your life, right? given that you want to live a healthy life, if you want just the easy way out, then yeah, that's your choice. Then you're right. But if that's not your choice, then you're okay. Well, then you're doing it wrong.
Hey,
and I could safely say you're doing it wrong because there are proven mechanisms that show that if you go natural, you live longer and you look better. And I could show you people who meet that truth and live that truth. So,
and it's also about the quality of life too.
Yeah.
It's that's really one thing I definitely advocate is the quality of life. How are you living while you alive?
That's right.
How's your mental state? How's your physical state?
Yeah.
How's your emotional state? Like those are things that's what the healthy life is for us. It's for like the as well as the laps around the sun. It's also about as you doing your lap around the sun. Because once again, like we saying back in early, like we don't know when we could be removed from physical reality.
No,
we can be removed at 52. We can remove at 62. We can remove at 30. We can be removed at 45. You know what I'm saying? As far as like all right, that's it. Is you done? But while you down here, these disciplines, it's funny because people ask me like, oh well, what if you eating healthy and you get hit by the bus? You know what I'm saying? Or like, or what if you eating healthy and my grandma eat healthy and she lived a long life, and it's kind of like, okay, then if that's the case, go stand on the 405. Just go stand on the 405.
I understand.
And say, well, I'm not gonna get hit because I've seen somebody. Like we know we use math and logic and reason when it suits our narrative.
Yeah,
we know logically, rationally, eating healthier, you have a higher percentage of having a longer, better life.
Yeah,
that's common knowledge.
Yeah, no one's gonna argue.
It's not like an abstract thing.
No, not at all.
We know growing the food, eat the food that you grow, exercising, there's a higher probability of you having a better quality of life.
Yes, sir. That's not a controversial statement at all. At all.
And we know that playing with experiments, we have seen the track record of what happens with experiments on our people, especially when we get pushed to do it that we need it the most and we got to get it first. That's part, like I said, how we have been told to view ourselves.
That's right.
Oh, y'all need the most.
Y'all need it the most.
Y'all need it the most. Y'all the sickest. Yeah. No, we're not the sickest.
Black Lives Matter. Let's give them make sure they all the underserved communities get it first. All right.
We're not underserved. We're just redlined. You get what I'm saying? Those aren't the same. We're not underserved.
No.
You strategically put things in place to make sure that we cannot thrive.
Thank you. Period. This is intentional.
This is like
underserved. No. You intentionally put us in this condition and keep us in this condition.
These are words that help white people continue to feel better about about their continuous involvement and their continuous benefit in systemic infrastructure, violence, and oppression.
Yeah.
And denial and removal from basic human rights and resources that are readily available for everyone else.
Every other community. But
I went to Hawaii and I learned about essential oils. I learned about essential oil companies that I decided to partner with because I thought it was just something new to California. I came back to California. I learned that all the white people I knew about the essential oils, knew about the essential oil company. All the black people I knew didn't know about essential oils. Okay. And then I had to accept, because we're just not marketed to.
Yeah.
All the white people who I interact, we've been heard about that. That's been around for years.
Yeah, of course.
All the black people I knew was like, what? We never heard of that at all.
No, not at all.
So it's like, okay, that's marketing.
Yeah,
that's a conscious decision. That's not a oops.
Yeah,
that's not a oops. We didn't tell the black people. We didn't. Black people don't know about it. What?
Well, they're not worth marketing to. Period. That's the calculations, man.
They're not our. Like there's a customer profile. You get what I'm saying? That we don't meet the criteria. Yeah. We're not into those things. We're not interested. Because I learned I learned it. I learned the customer profile. Yeah. I learned who to market to, how to create the conversation, how to be able to explain essentials in a very simple manner, how to be able to introduce it to people in a very simple, practical manner. And I really had to accept this isn't intended for us.
No.
This isn't. It's not. It's not. It's like if we happenstance and happen to stumble upon it, they're not going to deny us from it. But they're definitely not going to market to us or put things in place or put any incentivize or do anything extra to make sure that the people who have been removed from this information, from plant medicine, from the industry of plant medicine altogether, have access to it.
Indigenous medicine is what it is. Yeah, it's original indigenous medicine. And the originators of this medicine are consciously blocked off from it.
I taught this in my first essential class I taught at my church.
Yeah.
It was like 30 people in the class.
Yeah.
And it blew people's mind.
Yeah.
It really opened up people's mind to what to understanding that it's not that we're dumb or ignorant. It's that we literally have been removed, and this information has been kept hidden from us.
Yeah, well, we're removed from the layers of the infrastructure of knowledge and information.
Yes.
They don't give us anything that's going to help us better our condition. But they don't.
They don't even sell us anything. No. They don't even sell it to us, let alone give it to us.
Hell no.
They don't even sell it to us.
No. And
they don't market to us. You get what I'm saying?
I'm not sure what the percentage of that choice is based on them making the calculation like, oh, they don't have the money, they're too poor, and how much is like, oh, they don't deserve this.
It's based on racism.
Oh yeah.
And that's just the hard truth.
Yeah.
Because racism isn't an emotion. And I had to explain that. Like, racism isn't how you feel.
No.
You can like me and still be racist. Yeah. Because racism is a structured, well organized set of things. It's a system.
It's rules.
It's
rules, man.
It's redlining. Yeah, it's consciously put. It's the credit. It's the credit bureaus.
Yeah.
It's the police.
Yeah.
It's the banking system.
That's right.
It's the prison industrial complex. Yeah. It's the educational system.
Yeah, you're right. It's not feelings.
It's the census.
That's right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, it's not how you care. It doesn't matter what you think or how you feel.
Yeah.
There are things put in place to make sure that people who check this box and look like this get treated like this and have access to this. And people who check this box and look like this get treated like this and have access to this and have to deal with all of this that they don't have to deal with. Right. And it's that simple.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I understand.
That's why they are here saying y'all need this experimental. It's as simple as, hey, y'all need this experimental thing that we all are making trillions of dollars from Moderna. Everybody's making a whole lot of money. Let's not pretend like there isn't money being made from the insurance companies to the hospitals to the contractors to even to the stock market, to the investors.
There's now a COVID industrial complex where you got hospitals making bank on just tests alone. So it's like they'll just keep quiet because like, oh, this is a nice little income stream as long as people still need to get tests. Still need vaccines. Like, well, it's a complex.
There's businesses that shut down. There's businesses that thrive. Yeah. Amazon thrived. Walmart thrived. Target thrived. Costco thrived.
That's right. Mom and pops got destroyed.
You give me nobody. There was no shutdown. Target.
No.
Target didn't close their doors one time. Do we really understand that? Yeah. Target didn't close their doors. Walmart didn't close their doors. Walmart ain't closing it. They ain't closing nothing. Yeah, that's right. Amazon ain't shutting down nothing, bro.
Oh, hell no.
Target ain't shutting down nothing. The ones who already had it and had the systems in place, had the infrastructure in place, their infrastructures thrive.
That's right.
I heard of a company. A company who applied for the PPP, $1 billion startup who applied for PPP and got the PPP, got hundreds of millions of dollars out of PPP and felt guilty. So they decided to give the money away. They felt guilty because they realized this is what really, like the small business loan, $1 billion startup company got the PPP loan, who have $1 billion in investments and equity, got the small business loan. And then felt guilty and then gave it away.
Yeah, just like the companies that had
that's COVID.
Yeah, that is COVID. And I see a game's being played and there's people who are in on the take and there's people not in on the take.
Slavery is being recreated and reorganized and restructured and redesigned and retooled and redecorated and put a different dress on.
That's right.
And I'm not going to act like it's not happening.
No, sir. Oh, sir.
This man out here tweeting, put your mask on, get vaccinated, or put your mask on until you do.
Yeah.
Bro, we already, like I said, I studied. People couldn't believe how Trump became president. I'm like, bro, because you don't study people like that. You don't study narcissists.
Yeah.
You don't study. It's not good or bad. This is just how
people are.
You can move people in different ways.
Yeah.
And we already been introduced. We already been indoctrinated into this whole tweet into the leader of the country tweeting.
Yeah.
So by the time Joe here, we already normalized this type of stuff. So somebody can say something in the public, and it's like, that's powerful to be able to tweet things like that, bro. Tweet, to say this is just, we're gonna put out a mass media. This is a mass media message.
Yeah,
out here, out the gate, boom, in 3 sentences, boom. That's damn near law.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
I do.
It's damn near law.
That's right.
Let's be clear.
Yeah, and I saw people who were excited about it who go, I'm free now.
The slopes is slippery and the stakes is too high.
Yeah.
And that's why we got this urgency and this fire and this passion, because I'm not talking about now right now. I'm talking about 10, 20 years from now. That's where I'm talking. That's where I'm going.
Yeah.
Where are we going with this? Like I said,
you know the metaphor of the frog in the boiling water.
Come on.
Yeah, it's exactly what's happening. It's like,
just keep turning it up. Keep turning it up.
And it's like, people won't even notice, and they don't notice. They just keep on doing what the people they place in authority, what they say.
People lived off of like 3 stimulus checks last year, bro. Do we like for real?
Yeah.
People lost their jobs and lived off 3 stimulus checks.
Yeah.
Last year.
Yeah, and what that does, that creates a populace that's dependent. So if you're dependent on the people telling you to get vaccinated, what is the likelihood of you saying no? Right? It decreases significantly if you know that your livelihood is tied to those people, which are paying your bills, right? So that is why most people don't have this conversation and don't build alternative systems, because they're being taken care of by daddy government, period.
And this crypto is a slippery slope too. There's a dark side to this crypto. It's not all profits off Doge and Ether, bro. We are watching currency, the entire pathology of currency be shifted in front of our face as well, where now our currency is there. It is becoming
digital,
fully digital.
It's all digital. That's right. Yeah.
Mind you, MasterCard and Visa and them, we wasn't there for the beginning of MasterCard and Visa.
No, we weren't.
You get what I'm saying? They conglomerates of banks who changed the entire concept of banking system.
Yeah.
Right. Who said we can just have it digital. We don't even have to get them paper notes no more, bro.
Yeah.
We don't even have to get them fiat notes no more.
That's right.
We can just make it all be make-believe numbers.
That's right.
And so we're in that process too with this Bitcoin and Ethereum, but where there's going to become a time where there's going to be a USD. I mean, there already is a USD cryptocurrency.
That's right, there is.
Right,
yeah.
So
and the Fed's already had talks. Right, if they already have those plans, and it's just a matter of how do we get people to transition from this U.S. dollar to this whatever this digital currency is, and then play this game of U.S. digital currency as opposed to the alternatives. So does that mean you just make those other ones illegal?
Slip,
right? Yeah,
slopes get.
Yeah, no, it's not even. It's another game. It's like how are you? The thing about the nature of cryptocurrency is like it's kind of hard to if people accept it as currency, it's really kind of hard to tell people you can, because you could, as long as there's free communication and talking and exchange of information, then you could exchange, and electricity and internet, then you can exchange crypto. You know what I'm saying? So it comes to a point where how are you going to stop that? You can just make the other game more appealing by giving more currency of your currency, but it's difficult, man. It's just, the point is the game is changing.
Shout out to BWO, because the things we talking about, the information is readily available.
Yeah.
We made the investments. We put the money in. We put our money where our mouth is.
Yeah.
We believed in it, and we are reaping the benefits in so many different concepts and so many different expressions. And this is one of the things that they've been talking about. It's like the full really breaking down crypto.
That's right.
So that we really understand what's going on.
You got to think currency is just a store of value. So as long as people are willing to accept something for something else, then that is money. That's it.
You know what's going to always have value? Forever.
Land.
Anywhere, everywhere.
Land.
Food.
Food. And that too.
Food.
That's right.
I don't care what y'all say. Strawberries.
That's right.
Niggas going, I don't.
Yeah. No, food. That is currency.
Kale.
Got to eat.
Zucchini.
Yep.
Squash. Tomatoes.
That's right. Which is also why there's a
for real, bro.
A frenzied land grab. Why Bill Gates, the same person telling you to get a vaccine, is the largest land farm owner in the world, if I'm not mistaken. I believe so.
It's the foundation of civilization. if you gonna build a world, you gotta feed the people.
That's right. So the point is, this is about control. It's about control.
Power.
It's about power and control, and it has nothing to do with your fucking health. and that's a tough reality for most to stomach. It's like, what joy is there in realizing that the people who control your life don't have your best interest in mind? There's no pleasure in
Go
that.
watch Star Wars.
Yeah, there's no pleasure in coming to that reality, man. So I've heard this. It's very traumatic, actually. It's the trauma of truth, and so people are not going. They're going to be repulsed by it, and they're just going to believe the lie because the lie is more palatable.
Cognitive dissonance.
That too.
It's something we struggle with. We all struggle with cognitive dissonance.
Yeah, alternative ideas.
New information can't be true because it's new information.
That's right.
I will have to change with this new information presented to me. I will have to take it into account and make a decision to not take it to not change or change.
That's right.
Not have to make a decision. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just invalidate this.
Exactly.
Because I don't want
theory.
Come on.
It's a validation because you labeling something as crazy or conspiracy just allows you the opportunity to continue living this illusion.
We can't keep.
It's less work.
We can't keep living it.
It's less work.
I can't stay delusional.
No. It's irresponsible.
I can't stay delusional. I can't watch what's happening. And I'm known for being like too serious. A lot since I was young. Like, I'm too serious.
I understand.
Right? I'm always like deep. It's like, oh, here go Tim. This nigga always going deep. This nigga always, come on, bro. We just come on, bro. We just chilling, bro. We just watching the game. We just whatever.
I understand.
I'm the guy.
Yeah, you're that.
It's like, bro, here you go again with that, bro. You're
just trying to kick it, man.
We just trying to kick it, bro. Here you go with it. Yep. And guess what? That deep stuff, it got me here.
That's right. It sure did.
Niggas was deep, and then we started growing food.
Yep. But then with
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Niggas was too deep, and then we started creating catering companies. Niggas was too deep, and we started writing books.
That's right. And then you coupled the deepness and the intensity with just the grace and understanding. But you can't let other people's attitudes derail your drive and your intensity. And that's what we'll go back to, just what we both learned this Ramadan. And this is my last day. I had to add on 2 days because I had a fight in Vegas, so I tried actually to fast and fight. It's a bad decision.
No,
I tried it, bro. And like my second fight against like someone who's actually very good, like I lost by like 2 points, but like I almost died at the end of the fight. Water, and if you're fighting, you need energy and water.
I learned you gotta burn.
Yeah,
your body has to burn some.
But I tried it,
cold.
bro. I tried it. The first day I tried it, and it was like around like 5 or 4. I'm like, I won my first fight fasting, no water, no food, since like 4 a.m. Second fight, it was a wrap, bro. So I lost by 2 points, and then I just ran to my bag and ate pistachios and coconut water before I passed out because I was literally about to pass out. So my point is, I'm still today was my last day official. I had to add 2 days to Ramadan. Today is my last day, but or today is my last day of fasting, which is nice to end to cap that day with this conversation. But yeah, man, like not only what we have learned is like I said earlier, it's like you can't be half a gangster. Like you can't just tepidly say, hey, this vaccine propaganda is foolish. No, you have to give reason. You have to stay on that hard line and then tell people why we're doing it. It's like we're acting responsibly, and you can call us and label us all this stuff, but like what we are saying is merited and it is true to our experience. And if you disagree with our experience, that's not our problem, right? So with that,
And we're not standing in your way.
oh no, absolutely not.
You get what I'm saying?
No.
We are not standing in your way of getting it.
No. It's just we're giving you
We are watching we're watching the foundation of the pathology and the psychology that's being displayed, and the overall bigger picture in the direction that this type of behavior and this type of activity is leading us into.
That's right.
Based upon what we have already seen, we have come up out of, and what we know we are still up under and still actively tied to clearly, which is why we are being led in this behavior in the first place.
Yeah, because we want to remain tied to it, because as long as it's intact, we don't have to put in no work to build an alternative, bro.
When they say if you don't get the vaccine, you won't get your stimulus check.
Yeah.
Are we prepared? Are we prepared for that?
That hasn't happened yet, but yeah, that's gonna happen.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
If they say you cannot come into the grocery store, you cannot get on the bus. Well, if they say you cannot get on the train and the bus if you do not have a vaccination, are we prepared for that?
That's right. No. Not right now.
We weren't prepared for last year. No. I'm the guy, right? Not even ego, just objectively being myself, who has said my teacher taught me we are not prepared for a catastrophe.
No, hell no.
Which is why we started working with our teacher in the first place, because we understand that we aren't prepared. So, like you said, merit. The things we're saying is based upon. We're saying them for a reason, because we have been preparing for things like this.
That's right.
So everything that I'm talking about are things I'm prepared, or at least knowing I need to start being prepared. Yeah. And I'll raise the awareness of what be prepared for, so that way even if it doesn't happen, we're still prepared.
That's right.
And if it does happen, we are prepared.
That's right. Exactly. There's nothing wrong with being prepared, especially when you're seeing smoke on the horizon. Period. It's more than smoke. You're seeing flames on the horizon, and it's very easy to get lulled to complacency. And one thing I have learned, it's like, and myself included, it's like, we're doing this podcast, and what I'm realizing, it's like I can no longer stand on the fence and be like, and just lollygag and pretend shit is cool. It's time to really start building stuff. No, it's been time, and Allah has shown me that. And it's like, and I go back to saying, like, you can't be half a gangster. Like, you can't be half a policeman. You can't be half an MMA fighter. Whatever you do, you've got to go. You can't be half a rapper. Mm-hmm. You can't do it, because there's other rappers out there who've given their everything to survive.
I can't be half a Moorish American, and I'm accepting that too.
Me too. I can't be half in the Nation of Islam. I can't. I know this is what I do. I ride for my people. I love my people. I'm like, you can't do it, bro. You can't do it. And because if you have your feet in all these different lanes, you get split apart, right? And that's what I'm learning. It's like, okay, now it is the time to it's time to go all in.
Yeah.
To jump off the diving board, jump off the deep board, jump off the dive board into the deep end and go all in and not look back. And then it's very hard to do that without some measure of faith that everything's going to be okay for you, right? But you have to take that leap. And I think what Allah showed me this past Ramadan is like, all right, bro, it's time to jump. I got you to this point.
Save you. You've been saved from here.
This is what I'm saving you from. I showed you in these last 10 days what I'm saving you from. But now the next step is you got to jump, bro. You got to jump.
Yeah, I had to jump.
We got to jump.
I had to jump.
We got to jump. We got to jump. And we're jumping right now. We're talking, but like, this is just talk.
I ain't gonna lie. I made a jump, bro. I made a jump this week, and it was a jump. It was a mental jump.
Yeah.
It was an emotional jump.
Yeah, for real, bro. And like, okay, so the jump, but also the jump, what that does, there's also that parachute of trauma that's there. It's also the cloud, the shadow is also there. So it's like, it's the jump of forward progression, but also realizing, bro, there's all this stuff. So the game is handling both, handling it all in a holistic approach, right? Because if you don't handle what's back here, you can't handle what's in front of you, right? So, and that's what I'm realizing. It's, but I also can't use the excuse of my past failures to derail forward motion. True. I can't, and that's what I've done. That's what I've done. It's like, oh, I ain't doing that shit again. Seriously, that's my logic, because I've done stuff like this before in past lives. Where I try to like build. But then I allowed whatever failures that I had that I brought to myself. It wasn't any other nigga's fault. It was my fault. But I haven't gotten over those specific failures and the trauma attached to it. And that's I've allowed the trauma of those failures to promote inactivity of things that I plan. So my thing is like
Say that one more time. Say that one more time for the people, bro.
I allow the trauma of my failures to derail new activity. Yeah, and it promotes inactivity. And and it's painful for me to talk about it, because there's a lot of sadness attached to these failures.
Facts.
Yeah, man. It's which is why they're still there and lingering. But a lot he's showing me is like, yeah, man, it's still there, but you need to look at it.
Yeah, no, for real, bro.
You need to look at it.
Man, bro, you speaking to you speaking, bro.
Yeah.
You channeling the things we all been going through.
Yeah,
I've been going through.
This week, bro.
I had some emotions that I didn't know I had.
Yeah, man.
And they came to the surface intensely out the blue.
I see it actually.
And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Wow. Where was I had to be like, whoa, where was that hiding?
Come from, bro?
Where did that come from?
I understand.
But it's true.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And
it's also just emotions.
Yeah.
Also, I have to accept now too. These are just feelings, and they do. Some of them feelings have been trauma, have been pain, and some of these feelings you can just allow to be feelings, and not have to be life decisions.
Yeah, and like what I've realized is like I can no longer allow that cloud of trauma, bad decisions, and karma to stop me from going to where Allah wants me to go, where I want to go, and where I see myself going.
Come on.
I can't. And so every day I wake up and like I have to make the choice to move forward.
Yeah.
And I've literally this week I've taken it upon myself to be like, okay, wake up, fucking create, go. That has been this week. And it's like, and we talked last week about pressing snooze, and I'm like, snooze allows that cloud of discomfort to just settle. It settles in. It settles in, and then you wake up into another reality where that cloud is now more, that affects your decision making. Because you allowed that snooze you allowed that cloud of trauma, which promotes inactivity, to stifle the motion that you almost were getting ready to go. Right? So I'm trying to like give as much mass as possible, because like what I'm going through every day, right? So it's
a rebirth, bro.
I have to. I really,
it's Taurus
like
season.
I really have to consciously choose to move forward.
You're going through the bull. You're going through the bull. You're going through the BS, man.
Yeah,
we're going through the Taurus. We're going through the bull right now.
It's not easy, bro.
We're going through the bull right now, bro.
It's not easy. It's very difficult, and it's like some days it's easier than others. Some days it's like, I'll press snooze 3 times, and I'm like, okay, well, I made that choice. I got to deal with the consequences. It doesn't mean I'm gonna have a bad day. It's just I know in the back of my mind that it could have been better had I made that choice at the first start of the morning, right? So, but
you know that you can shift.
Yeah,
you can choose to shift the energy out the gate.
Yeah, it's. Yeah,
hey, you winning the war, bro. Just know that. Like I always tell, that's one of my slogans, bro. Like, win the war.
Yeah,
we're not gonna win any battle.
That's right.
Win the war, bro. And you winning the war because at least because you're aware.
I'm aware,
and you think it's a part of your conscious mind.
Yeah,
and you continuing to put systems in place to help to reshift the subconscious mind to be able to naturally do behavior.
Yeah.
have ideas, have thoughts, have belief systems.
Have behaviors that are conducive to your dreams.
Yeah, facts.
Right? Because we all got dreams. You all got dreams, but it's like we allow the trauma to. It's an excuse.
That's an excuse.
It's an excuse. Man.
Facts.
It's an
It's a great excuse.
It's a great excuse. Like, oh,
I went through that, so therefore now I can't do anything now. I went through that. I experienced that.
yeah,
Look what I experienced. I experienced that already.
yeah.
And it's like, no.
I'm not doing that again. I'm not doing that again.
And everything associated with that. Anything that looks like that or feels like that or that might end up like that,
I ain't doing that.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah, straight up every time, because you associate. you're re-stimulated by the remembrance of the past trauma. So what that does is just you make the same decisions, the feedback loop of bad decisions again and again and again. Like, oh no, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. I ain't jumping in the deep end. Hell no. All right, well then you're stuck on dry land forever. You can't get to the other side, bro.
We in the deep end.
Yeah.
We in the end game now.
Yeah, we are. It is a game. Yeah. Which is it's I need to, when there's no like fires around and everything appears calm, it's like it's easy to convince myself that shit is cool, and so I do that. And I'm like, oh, I can just kick it, right? I can just kick it. Like, grocery store still open, I can just kick it. I can just kick it. But Allah is telling me, it's like the time to kicking it is over, bro. The time is to prepare.
Come on.
Right now.
Right
and
now.
We're doing this. This is more, we've told these podcasts is a front for business meetings and but it's really just, it's establishing consistency.
Yeah.
It's holding each other accountable.
Yeah. Faithful, becoming faithful.
Yeah.
What it means to be faithful, what it means to be consistent, what it means to be noble.
Yeah.
What it means to be upright.
Yeah.
Staying the course. Staying consistent.
That's right.
10 toes down, step by step. And, leaving ego out the door and coming here with Allah.
Yeah.
Being the center, being the focal point, and being, knowing that we channel. I know we definitely channel. Today we definitely channel.
Yeah.
I know today was not things I was thinking. I was not thinking about saying this type of stuff.
Not at all. No.
I was thinking about my little books and all my stuff. But Allah was like, nah, we gonna get to the books and all that stuff too. But we gonna talk about what we gonna talk about.
We're talking about the deep shit today. He allowed us to look back.
Yeah, you talking about past life and shit today. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're like, oh, they want to do what? What happened?
Already. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Urgency, the sense of urgency.
And it's
sense of all the elders and the fallen ones is they present. We spoke their name and we channeled them and we asked them to come visit us.
All our individual traumas are just metaphor for our collective traumas as a people.
Facts.
Bro. Like we don't want to look back and see what happened. We want to pretend that shit is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Shit is not cool.
Shit ain't cool.
Shit has never been cool. Just because you have a corporate job that pays you $150,000 and you wear business casual, don't mean shit cool. Just because you get paid millions of dollars in the NBA but have no ownership doesn't mean shit's cool, bro. It just means you're comfortable, externally comfortable, but we're all dying on the inside. And that's what we all understand about it. It's like, yeah. We have this fake facade of smiles and giggles for very happy people, but we all know we're dying inside.
Hey man,
we're being attacked.
We are still coming out of a shutdown, man. Yeah. So we're all redefining physical reality. We're all literally redefining life, bro.
That's right.
We're still trying to, like I said, it's a spring. All of us are still refiguring out what is this life thing about.
Yeah.
We've been in the house for a year, bro.
That's right.
There are people who have been in the house for a year.
That's right. Not us, but people.
Not us. No. Like I've been more relatively in the house more this year than last year because I've been focusing more on administrative and executive work.
That's right.
And more meetings and organizing and scaling and structure and actually redirecting energy back into my finances, redirecting energy back into my life, redirecting energy back into myself.
Yeah.
Not so much doing things for everybody else and doing things for the quote unquote community and quote unquote people and quote unquote everybody, but consciously saying, no, I'm going to educate myself. I'm going to make sure that my body is good. I'm going to make sure that I do my yoga. I'm going to make sure that I lift weights today. Yeah. I'm going to make sure that I read today. I'm going to make sure I meditate today. I'm going to make sure I go for a walk today.
Good.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to make sure that I do things for me.
That's right.
Because I spend so much time last year doing so much for the collective, bro.
Yeah.
I did a lot for the quote unquote people last year.
I understand. Thank you.
You get what I'm saying? So now it's like, all right, now that you got all these systems in place for everybody else.
Yeah. Infrastructure.
That's right. Now redirect your energy into yourself, so that way when the chickens come to roost, when the karma kick in, when the infrastructure goes down or goes up, I'm prepared either way.
Yeah, and I think we have similar journeys because we both put in work externally last year. Now Allah's allowing us to go in, and then the anxiety comes from finally looking at what we allowed the external stuff. As we did that, one because we wanted to, but also it allowed us to not look inside. Now we're both inside, and we saw what's inside, and it's like it's not pleasant, but it's necessary. It's necessary, bro. It's necessary, and like now it's easy for me to say it's like to acknowledge it, and now it's like, okay, now that Allah showed me that, I have to make the changes.
That's it.
I've got to make the changes, and I've got to
step by step, one at a time.
We have to act as every moment is like a freestyle rap, right? Like high stakes.
Like I said, like knowing that any given moment, lower self can sabotage life, and you can be removed from physical reality. Any given moment, any day could be the day where higher self, Allah says, "All right, you know what? Let's go."
Yeah.
Let's go get up out of here. Yeah. Or any day could be that you do something that results in you self-sabotaging, and then you gotta start all over again.
Yeah.
Any day could be the day. On both days could be the day.
Yeah.
You could be that you transcend and you ascend and you go to be a star, or it could be the day where you do something stupid and then you gotta reincarnate again.
Yeah.
And start all over again as a tortoise. You know what I'm saying? As a flower. As a grasshopper, like, bro, I'm a grasshopper now. You feel me?
That's
like
real. That is real.
You feel me? Like what? It's like, well, nigga, you didn't learn it like you didn't learn it like that. You gotta learn that lesson like this.
Yeah, like it's just
you didn't learn that through that human experience thing.
The reason why people are afraid to live these high stakes is because they're afraid of the failure, the quote unquote failure of their choices. It's just fear of failure, man. It's fear of failure. And you can't create if that's in your mind. Yeah. You can't.
That's deep.
You can't.
That's how me and my bro, once we watch the movie, that's what I always advocate. Watch After Earth. Yeah. It's the greatest movie. Yeah. Have you seen After Earth?
I have not. The Will Smith?
Bro, watch After Earth because they touch on that as far as we're still in a box. You can't live in fear. You
can't, man.
You can't live for scared because you're just putting a box on your imagination.
That's me. Yeah. It's like, oh man.
Whatever it is you're afraid of is not real.
Even just like the grocery store, it's like, man, all that, man. It's bullshit, but it's real. It's real because
it's waiting on you. You know that. You know it's waiting on you. You know everything is waiting on. All is waiting on you to make the decision.
Yeah, that's it. That's that's
life.
That's life, man. That's life. And it's easy. It's easy to cling to what's comfortable to avoid confronting what's necessary.
Come on,
right? And that's comfort. Like a job is comfortable. It's security. You're like, you're taking care of all that. You're paying me a token salary to. You're buying my time when I could be creating a reality and then getting compensated for it. But I have to create that reality.
Come on.
In order to create that reality, I can't be afraid to do it.
You got to create it.
You got to jump. You got to jump.
Got to create it.
You got to jump, man. So this is what I'm realizing. And it's like, it's not easy for me to say this because like I'm really talking to myself, but I'm putting it out there on wax because I got to hold myself accountable.
This is you are in a process of ascension.
Exactly. And like,
and podcasting about it.
Exactly. And, we are, we're creating, so we're creating the infrastructure. The art of infrastructure. We're creating that. Yeah. We're drawing out the plans with this. And now it's like, it's one thing to talk. And then now it's like, okay, what are the tangible steps? So that's every day I'm waking up. It's like, yeah, cool. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Podcast is dope. But bro, what the fuck are you doing? And that's me talking to myself.
Yeah.
And it's, I would say I'm hard on myself because I haven't confronted the causes of my failures. I haven't confronted those. I don't know yet what I've done specifically for all those past track failures. I just know that I have failed, but eventually I get to the point to be like, okay, I didn't do that. I didn't make goals, and I didn't want to make goals because I didn't want to hold myself accountable.
Come on.
I didn't want to hold myself accountable because holding yourself accountable means there's a potential for failure.
Yeah.
Right?
Which cannot be avoided.
Can.
And which will help you to reinvigorate you.
Yeah.
And it's something that we all are afraid of.
Yeah.
So it's no point even feeling guilty about it.
That's right.
Because it's something that's a part of the human experience. Like everybody's afraid of it.
That's right.
So but that's why Allah gave us courage.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because feeling fear is a natural emotion. Now we have to develop the willpower, the Haru energy. The willpower is your thoughts and your heart coming together. That's how you will something in. That's why I got the Green Lantern tatted on me when I moved to Hawaii. Because I really, really accepted that I can create any reality that I will.
That's right.
If I put my mind and my heart into it, I can create anything into physical reality.
That's right.
You get, and as long as I keep my heart, my power source charged into the source, into the lantern, to the green heart, and to make sure I keep my heart charged and keep myself charged into the greater scale, which is source energy, which is Allah. Allah will grant me the power to be able to will this power of creating anything I imagine in a correct, righteous, efficient, effective way.
That's right.
And that's why I also got a pyramid tattooed on me because I'm going to build, like I'm talking about, I'm going to build a grand pyramid.
That's right.
That's why I read this book that's called Architect, How to Build a Pyramid. I study how to build pyramids. To be very clear.
Yes, sir.
I remember the second pyramid. There's people, I've met people who've studied the pyramids in Egypt and were surprised when they talk to me that I know equally as much as they do, or if not more, about the pyramids than they do. And I'm like, bro, because I built them.
You were there.
Don't play with us. Don't play with me. I'm one of the ones to tell you what the pyramid is for and why we built the pyramid and how we can use it and what it's really about.
I understand.
And how we can build them now.
That's right.
There's people... This pyramid is going to build is going to have the chakra colors. Yeah. And they found out that the bottom of the second pyramid is red.
Oh, word.
Yes.
Is that root chakra? Yes, sir.
Come on.
I understand.
You get what I'm saying?
I do.
So
that makes sense.
These are things I already know. I've already known intuitively. I already know or I'm going to do. Yeah. So like, just keep the courage, man. Yeah, because you're doing it. You're doing it, and the transparency and the vulnerability. The transparency and the vulnerability is what allows you to release, and it also allows you to bring the heart and the mind together. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, and then, and empower yourself.
It's the guilt. It's a guilt and shame, like the fear, the guilt and shame of your feelings and fear that you're not doing enough, right? And
just let those go. Just feel those feelings, process them, and say,
"It's gotta go."
I release you. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, because that's something that, as you once again, like that's something that we're all going through. Yeah, we're all feeling the fear. We're all feeling the fear. And like I said, they're just systems. This is my system in place. Yeah. This Green Lantern ring is my system in place.
I understand.
To help me develop the courage. Yeah. And to help me to not feel guilt and shame at a lot of guilt and shame. Because I have a past too. Yeah. I'm from Westside Compton.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I've had to face my past this week too. Like you said, I've been running away from certain things in my past, and they came into the forefront so heavy. Yeah, it was. So I'm right there with you, man. I understand. My past has popped up in my face with all of its bravado, and all of its intensity.
That's right. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, your past. Boom. What?
Here I am.
The thing you've been hiding, the thing you've been running from, the thing you've been trying to not live with or not deal with or not accept is a part of you.
Here it is.
Here it is.
Here it is. Oh, it just texted you. Just texted you over and over.
What you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? And then what Allah's showing us is like, inactivity is not an option.
Face it head on.
Yeah, face it head on. Look at it first, and then do something. One step at a time. One step at a time. And then you find out, you just take one step, you take another, then all of a sudden you have momentum. And that momentum allows you to just walk right through it. But you have to take that first step. And the first step is the hardest part. Just like the first step of anything, is the hardest part is starting. Like this podcast. Starting. now we have 5 episodes on our belt. Look, this is number 6. It ain't shit now.
And even every episode, the hardest part is starting every episode. Getting everything in place.
Everything in place.
Because there's so many objectives. There's so many
things to do.
Obstacles.
That's right. But we overcome them every time.
Every time.
And then
the urgency.
That's right. And to the grace of Allah, like there's always a theme. Everything is mathematical. And, I see it now, but it's just in the moment. It's just, if you got that anxiety, it's hard to see. It's hard to see the forest, man.
And then that's why the deep breathe.
That's right. Yeah, man. Yeah. And then last week you left me with, oh man, it was brutal, bro. Yeah, because what you left me with last week, I was forced to confront all fucking week. All week.
Like I said, that one was Allah, bro.
Yeah.
That one.
It was. And that's what was so terrifying, because I knew it wasn't the time.
Like that was Temu. Temu was just like sitting over here like, did I just say that? Yeah.
I knew it too. I was like, oh man, Allah, me playing. Yeah, I see you, Allah. That's what I thought. I was like, oh.
These are the things. This is what we pray for. This is what we pray for.
It's what we pray for. It's what we pray for. And it's also like, since I know that it's Allah, I have to listen to it. If it was just you, I could be like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go to Instagram. You know what I mean? Like,
because we know you're too connected to know the voice of spirit.
Yeah.
To know when it's carnal.
Yeah.
And it's emotions, and when it's higher self.
Yeah, man.
When it's all is well, everything is gonna work out for your greatest good. You're safe.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's like, after you dropped that bar on me and we closed out, I was like, okay, well, it's time to make some tangible goals, bro.
That's it, man.
That's it. Right?
Yeah, I made some tangible goals. Like, trust me, like I said, I'm right here, bro. I wasn't me, because I had to go home Sunday night and go through my budgeting.
Yeah.
And go through my spending. And go through my decision making. Go through, like I say, I had to go through my eating habits.
That's
and
right.
Make conscious decisions to work on my eating habits and work on things I need to work on.
Yeah.
Work on my emotions. Work on the things that I've been hiding. Things I've been, like I said, the things I've been dealing with internally.
That's right.
That I just been dealing with internally.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Like I said, you can't hide.
It ain't internal no more.
You can't be half a gangster, and you can't hide from yourself. Period. You can't. You could lie to yourself. And that's what you do by hiding from yourself. You're lying to yourself, man. So, and you can't really flesh out your potential if you're lying to yourself, if you're hiding from yourself. I want to define potential. I wrote that one down because that word, after we talked, is like what really hit home. It's like you're not going to access the fullness of your potential if you're not confronting who you are. Right? Okay. Who you are, what you've done, and the root causes from all your anxiety that you have the power to look at. You choose not to because it's too painful. So as long as you play these games for yourself, you're missing out on the bulk of your potential. Even Allah told me, it's like, bro, you operating like at 40% right now, nigga, because you ain't looking at it. Like, I need you in order to get you to where I want you to go. I need you to be at 100, and you at 40%.
And that's the micro to macro. When we talk about agriculture, like that's where we are as a collective people. That's where we are. Where it's like we're at 40%.
Yeah. If that.
Like we're not. Our foundation isn't right. Our foundation isn't set.
No.
We're not operating like we speak about agriculture and all of this stuff because we know we have the capacity to operate at 100.
Yes,
we have the capacity to be these trillionaires that we talk about, that we say we have this spending power.
We have the continent.
We can have that spending power.
We have the continent of Africa. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's one thing. I didn't touch on details, but when I went to Africa in 2019, that's when I realized, like, man, there's all this land, all this agriculture, and you niggas are still importing from Europe. Like, I was astounded by how much of this, none of the products available were not made in Africa. I was like, man, okay, here's our problem. Okay, we're inactive, and we're dependent. How the fuck are we dependent with that?
Come on.
That's
we got to open those trades, because it's like on the flip, as we look at our situations, like we got all of this access to we got all of this land to grow all this food, and we ain't selling it to Africa. They looking at us like, nigga, what y'all
What
doing? Y'all niggas ain't even over there doing it. Y'all ain't even growing the food that grows all year.
And their argument is like, we're better educated. We're the most highly educated black people on the planet in the United States, right? So that's what I also realized when I went to Africa, is like they're looking to us for answers, and that's our birthright. That's our job. That's our job. So
we got the resources.
That's right. We
got to do it.
We have the resources. We have the fiat.
We got the fiat.
We got the fiat right now. So it's time to parlay that fiat.
We have the money.
Yeah,
we have the money.
Yes,
Let's be clear. We got the money in the fiat.
Yes, we do, bro.
We keep not doing the money for the fiat.
That's right, bro.
You know what I'm saying? We got the money, bro. We got the spending power.
That's right.
We just continue to operate under fiat. I got a download a couple years ago, and I was like, never, no matter what, never operate subservient to fiat. Always operate mentally above fiat.
That's right.
Never allow fiat to dictate my decision making ever.
That's right.
Never.
That's real.
Never. It always operate as this is beneath me.
That's right.
I can control this. I can manifest more.
Right.
I can release it. I can trade it. I can operate it.
That's right.
I can use this how I want to use this.
It serves you.
It serves me.
It serves you, because if you serve it, you've placed an idol before Allah. Period. Your idol was
Islam.
Period.
Islam.
Period.
And that can't. That's where we that's how we operate as 40%, because
right.
we doing things like getting experiments to be able to have access to the fiat.
To the fiat. So like but that 40% leaves 60% of potential, and I want to define potential. Potential, latent qualities or abilities that may be developed to future success or usefulness. Latent. And that means, latent means, I believe it means like hidden under the surface, but I want to define that too. So latent. I don't have the internet because I had to shut it off for the computer. But regardless, I think I'll go on my best guess is latent means, if something is latent, that means it is there but not visible. Has potential, but potential is the word we're trying to define, so I don't want to use that word. It's there but untapped into. Yeah, it's there. You just can't see it, so it's latent underneath the surface. So latent qualities or abilities that may be developed to future success or usefulness. So individually, I know I have potential that's not being tapped into because I'm not fully looking into myself. And then as a people, I know we have potential that is not fully tapped into, and we haven't even scratched the surface. But it's time for us who are starting to unravel the handicap of our trauma, which is what we're both, because we both still have it. We both still have it. So the more we unwind it and start reconciling what has happened to us and becoming into our own, the more we can do and show people that there is a light, as opposed to just submitting to your cloud, your shadow of trauma, and just making the bad decisions lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, and still having that shadow following you no matter where you go. You're not free. You're not free. So that's where we got to go. But we have to show our people the light, right? Because we're asking them to do something very painful, but it's the only way out.
It's necessary.
It's the only way out. But we have to show them that it works.
No, the pain is like working out painful.
Exactly.
You know, it's like this pain is what we know is love.
That's right.
This pain is love.
That's right.
This pain is discipline.
That's right.
This pain is accountability. This pain is holding us at a high value. That's and right. Holding us at a high esteem.
That's right.
Holding us as we ask better of people because we ask better of ourselves.
That's right.
And we ask that I ask you to ask the best of me.
That's right.
Because you asked me to ask the best of you.
That's right.
And as we just ask the best of our people and to hold ourselves at a higher esteem and not let people play with us and play with our esteem.
Play with us.
Don't play with our esteem.
Yeah.
Don't play like we're just, like as much as I thoroughly understand racism, I also thoroughly understand we're not helpless, defenseless children.
That's how they treat us.
You get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
just like get this shot, we'll give you a sucker. Literally, like what's hot, bro? It's insidiously a spell.
Yeah.
We'll give you free burgers and fries.
Shit is pathetic, man. But what's even more pathetic is watching our people fall for it hook, line, and sinker, and that's just it's tragic. But I understand. So all we can do is walk our post in a perfect manner, keeping always on the alert, and that we shall do.
Our praise is due to Allah.
Yes, sir. Let's close it out. Yes, sir.
Good build.
Yes, sir. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, and Master of the Day of Judgment in which we now live. Thee alone do we serve, thee alone do we beseech for divine aid. Guide us on the right path, the path upon whom thou hast bestowed favors, not upon whom thy wrath has been brought down, nor upon those who go astray. Ameen.